All right, let's dive right in. Tonight, we are stepping into the foggy, gaslit streets of Victorian London to explore a novel that wasn't just a book, it was an absolute phenomenon. We're talking about Wilkie Collins's The Woman in White, which is pretty much one of the first and greatest mystery thrillers ever written. You have to understand, this story had everyone in England on the edge of their seats, completely obsessed with its incredible conspiracy of stolen identity, greed, and some serious psychological games.
So, right from the get-go, the novel hits you with this epic promise. It's not just a story, it's being framed as a monumental struggle. It's basically Collins telling us, get ready for a serious battle of wills. This sets the stage for this incredible test of endurance against a crime so cleverly planned, so perfectly executed, that it feels totally and completely inescapable.
So picture this. The story kicks off on this really weird, unsettling night. We're with a young drawing teacher. His name is Walter Hartwright, and he's just walking home late, taking a stroll across this empty, desolate London heath. The whole scene is just dripping with that classic Gothic suspense. You have this wild, lonely place, right on the doorstep of the biggest, most civilized city in the world. You can just feel the chill in the air. Now, he's feeling a bit restless. He's about to leave for a new job way out in the country, and this walk is supposed to be his chance to just clear his head. But, of course, that is not what's about to happen. Not even close. In fact, a single, almost ghostly encounter is about to flip his entire world upside down, throwing him headfirst into a nightmare of stolen identities and just cold, calculated cruelty. And then it happens. Just as he's thinking about his future, he feels a hand on his shoulder. It's described as light and cold. He whips around, and there she is, a figure that seems to have just materialized out of the moonlight. And believe me, this is an image that's going to haunt him and us for the rest of this entire story. Okay, so let's just break down this bizarre encounter, because this is the heart of the whole mystery. You have all these conflicting pieces of information. She's clearly terrified, talking frantically about some wicked baronet and a dark secret she can't reveal. But then, and this is the kicker, she says she's just escaped from an asylum. So what do you believe? Is she a woman in desperate need of help? Or is she delusional? That's the question that just grabs you and refuses to let go. Walter, being a good guy, is completely captivated. He helps her find a cab, helps her disappear into the massive, anonymous city of London. But her strange warning about this baronet, it just hangs in the air. It sticks with him as he travels to his new job at a place called Limridge House. He's been hired to teach two half-sisters, and wouldn't you know it, he's about to fall head over heels for one of them, the beautiful, wealthy heiress, Laura Fairley. And this is where the trap really starts to snap shut. See, Laura, this gentle, trusting woman he's falling for, is already engaged to be married. And her fiancé? Well, he's a man of title, a certain Sir Percival Glyde. Yep, the exact same baronet the woman in white warned him about on that moonlit road. The coincidences are starting to pile up. So the absolute linchpin of this entire conspiracy, the one thing that makes it all possible, is a coincidence so startling it feels almost supernatural. The woman in white, we later find out her name is Anne Catherick, looks almost identical to the wealthy heiress, Laura Fairley. They're practically doppelgangers, and this fatal similarity is the key that's going to unlock a truly evil plan. Okay, so here's the plan, laid out step by step, and it is just bone-chillingly brilliant. Step 1, get Laura alone. After the wedding, they move her to this isolated estate. Step 2, swap their identities. They drug Laura and have her committed to the asylum as Anne Catherick. Step 3, fake her death. They wait for the real Anne, who's already sick, to pass away, and they bury her as Laura Fairley. And finally, step 4, cash in. With his wife officially dead, Sir Percival can inherit her entire fortune. They're not just stealing her money, they're literally erasing her from the face of the earth. It's the ultimate act of gaslighting. Now, you might be thinking Sir Percival is the mastermind here, but you'd be wrong. The real architect of this whole scheme, the true puppet master, is his friend, an Italian nobleman who is, without a doubt, one of the most magnificent, charming, and utterly terrifying villains in all of literature. The one, the only, Count Fosco. This guy is something else. He's a living, breathing masterpiece of contradictions. He's this enormous man, yet he moves with the silence and grace of a cat.
He's a man of exquisite taste, a lover of fine food and opera. But the weirdest part, he absolutely adores his little pet canaries and white mice with this incredibly tender affection. And yet, he's capable of orchestrating a plot of such profound human cruelty. It just doesn't compute.
This quote right here gives us a perfect window into how his mind works. What he's saying is that for him, crime isn't about good versus evil or right versus wrong, not at all. It's a game. It's an intellectual chess match between his brilliant mind and the rest of the world. And the law? That's just a bunch of boring rules for his slow-witted opponent, an opponent just begging to be outsmarted. And the arrogance is just on full display here, isn't it? He's not even trying to hide it. He truly, genuinely believes that his superior intellect gives him the right to operate above and beyond the law. He's your classic criminal mastermind who thinks his own genius is all the justification he needs. And the scariest part? In his world, he's usually right. So at this point, it really looks like it's game over. Laura has been declared dead, her entire fortune is gone, her very existence has been wiped off the map. The villains have won. But it's not over yet. Because Walter Hartwright returns to England and he teams up with Laura's half-sister, the fiercely intelligent and absolutely unbreakable Marion Halcombe, to fight back. Together, their mission sounds simple, but it is almost impossible. And it sounds insane when you say it out loud. They have to prove that a living woman is not actually dead. I mean, think about that. They're not just fighting a couple of criminals. They're fighting the system. They're fighting the legal power of a simple but damning piece of paper, a death certificate. Seriously, just take a second and think about that. How would you do it? They have zero proof. All they have is their gut feeling, their absolute conviction that they're right. So now they're amateur detectives and they're hunting for one tiny mistake, one single loose thread in this perfectly woven lie that, if they can just pull it, might bring the whole thing crashing down. And then they find it, the one crack in the perfect crime. It's a rookie mistake, really, born out of pure arrogance. They messed up the dates. Sir Percival wrote a letter dated July 25th, the very day he claimed his wife died, announcing that she was alive and well and would be traveling the next day. It's a simple, glaring contradiction. You can't die in one town on the 25th and then travel to another town on the 26th. It's impossible. And once Walter finds that one loose thread, he just keeps pulling. The whole conspiracy starts to fall apart like dominoes. The letter gives him the date, which leads him to the carriage driver who becomes a witness, which leads him to the order book at the stable, which is the undeniable physical proof. The timeline is blown wide open, the lie is exposed, and even the great Count Fosco is backed into a corner and forced to admit he lost the game. So in the end, the good guys win. Laura gets her name, her fortune, her life back. But Count Fosco, he gets the last word. And man, is it a chilling one. He basically says, sure, I'm a criminal, but all of you in so-called polite society, you're all wearing masks too. I'm just the only one honest enough to admit it. And his words leave us with this deeply uncomfortable question. Was his crime really some monstrous evil act? Or was it just a more extreme, more honest version of the hypocritical world he saw around him? What do you think?